Hello everybody and welcome to Berringer on this Sunday morning, and we have a layout update for you, and it's called Stacking the Deck. That's the theme. As you can probably see, my station is rather filled up, and this is for a number of reasons. And just quickly, I will show you a sort of recent addition. This is a second-hand Lima 101 DMU in an NSE livery, so I managed to get that for a very good price indeed. It's a real bargain. It was less than half the price of a Batman 2-car blue grey or blue 101 DMU, and the reason is I wanted an NSE version. Batman don't do an NSE version, and my loco repainting skills are zero, or bagel is another word for it. I've never done it before. I wouldn't like to do it, so that's why I've got this one, which I'm more than happy with. Like I said, it was less than half the price of a Batman 2 car, and we all know how much they're retailing at the minute. But anyway, the real reason for doing this is, as I rewind a little bit, as you can see that it's literally every loco that was in the fiddle yard is currently sitting on my station. And might as well point this one out, another little recent addition as well. It's a little base toys. I think it's a Leyland, Leyland. That's just turned up. I just saw it in a model shop. Second hand again, but it's in real nice nick, so that's why I thought, oh, it's really cute, so I'll put it on my layout. So that's why that's here. So I'll take you to the real reason for stacking the deck. Now, as you can see, we're at the village end. That wagon is just got some bits and pieces on it, and that's just on top of the canal because it's at the area that I'm working on. Now basically the fiddle yard has had a major revamp. I've had major issues with a Pico freeway point, and it's very, very picky indeed, and it doesn't like either certain locos or like to be positioned in certain ways, and basically it was sort of buried under here to create more siding space and more runoff, but I've had to remove it because it's causing me too much hassle. So it cost originally £32 just for that point when I bought it, and I really don't recommend it, but because I've spent that money on it, I'm going to use it, so it's going to be used somewhere else which is a lot more accessible, and so therefore bear that in mind when you're considering buying one. And so if I just sort of show you what I've been doing, you can sort of see how it's changed. It does need a clean up because I've literally only just done this, but basically you may remember I had 7 roads across. It was originally 7 roads that I had across. It's now gone down to 5, and then we've got this raised elevated section which is going to be the 6th one, but that's going to branch off to the top there because basically we're stacking the deck. And these 2, 3, 4 and 5 are the long sidings, and so is number 1, but number 1 will run off towards Berringer TMD as it was before, but the point being is just that I needed more storage space, and what's going to happen is by creating this elevated section, if I take you towards the top, you can see it's currently been sprayed in the same spray that I used for the TMD and the bridge section, which is that stone sort of effect, and it's a good base layer. And basically I've kind of worked out that there's going to be about another 5 storage lines here, so that will bring it up to 10, and then we're going to have another 2 right in that corner, which is where you can see that this freeway point, my troublesome freeway point is currently, and that's going to turn into a two sidings here, and because they're going to be so short, I'm going to stick the 2 little shunters up here, so thus creating 12 in total, which is another 5 sidings from the original 7 that I had. And so this is kind of making the most of my space constraints within my flat. And then we've got this little head shunt that runs off towards the kitchen. And then it will terminate the kitchen at the head shunt, and then it will kind of reverse back into here. And this is basically all the vehicles that will be up here are going to be all the Diddy ones, all the like 101 DMUs, the 2 cars, the single cars, maybe just single locos, or short freight trains such as the nuclear flask train, or the short OBA train that I have, ballast with the 2 OBA wagons. So that's where we're at the moment. What I'm going to be doing also is along here where it is unfinished. This board, incidentally, is not really ideal because it's chipboard and so it's quite weighty. However, it's an offcut, and it's literally this whole piece of board here has cost me £1 as an offcut. So and literally everything, that's about the only thing I've spent money on really, because I had more than enough ballast in hand to use. I had enough turf and things that I'm going to be that I had. I've still got plasticard that I have. So all of this all this scenery is essentially going to be free scenery, and the ballasting also I'm going to be taking along here, at least to the front part here, and so that kind of gives that illusion that's all nice and tidy along there. But I've just got to fill a few holes before I can do some ballasting. There's a few huge holes where I originally was going to put the point motors underneath, so all those are just going to be filled in, and then I can do that. And like I said, all these little bits, like I said, I've only just done it, so that needs to be taken a hoover down to that just to clean it all up, and then I can do some ballasting. Over here I've decided to marry this up with the scenery behind there, so the actual scenery board will be taken down and then it will all kind of blend in a bit better. So it's kind of a bit of a weird effect because you've kind of got the fiddle yard type entrance here, and then you kind of got some more scenery here, but I quite like that idea. So I'm going to kind of create a little diorama which can be lifted out, which is just going to be velcro down or something like that, so you can just easily just whip it up if you need to. And basically it's all going to be blended in and around this sort of section here, so that's what's going to happen there. Also, like I said, I've got some hardboard, maybe put some velcro on the back just to tack it on, just to create a bit of a sky effect. I've got some, like I said, plastic for some more brick effect, and that will be finishing all the way up to there. I've stopped here for the ballasting at the moment because at the moment I'm still working on that top end, so I just thought I'd just stop here for the minute, and at some point either today, tomorrow, or whenever, this will be kind of tidied up. So basically from the 7 that I originally had, although we're showing 5, it will be eventually another 12. Like I say, we're going to have 5 up here and another 2 over in the corner, so that will be great for the 2 little shunters that can make the most out of that little space. And then right in the corner there's going to be probably another little lift out diorama section, and I just, like I said, use the paper template method that I use, and then basically we'll create a little diorama there, and just you can lift it out as and when sort of thing. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at the moment, and like I said, the head shunt just kind of encroaches on the kitchen slightly, but nothing too major. So that's where we're at. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment and subscribe as always, and I'll leave you with a view of the billiard. So bye for now. Just a couple of things I forgot to mention before we go. I'm also going to be lining this up and removing this hardboard edge with the same sort of stripping along here, so that'll be another thing, and that will marry that up as well and make that nice and tidy. So that's the other bit I want to do. So that's all going to go all the way along here. Also going to add another little bit there for the head shunt. The other thing I wanted to show you is I've also stripped down and created this uncoupling bar that runs all the way across the 4 lines at the back. You can probably see a red strip, and that's basically a red bar that runs all the way along, and that's got the uncoupling strips, so they all the locos uncouple from the same point, and basically what it's used as a marker. So when I'm looking down, I mean, there is a light here that switches on in the evening, and that's just the battery powered one, and basically in the evening I can see down there, and so basically I can use that as a marker. So when I pull the train in, I'm just looking for the marker, and that marker will then tell me that I'm at the right place for uncoupling. And it's just those homemade uncoupling strips that I've just made, nothing too overly elaborate at all. I've also got some IKEA lighting that runs underneath the layout, which may possibly, if they still do them, I might get some for under here to make it even brighter. But for now I've got that one, and I've also got another one which I could use, so that shouldn't really be too much of an issue in terms of lighting. Anyway, this time I really am going, and if I just sort of leave you a sort of view of what we're doing down this end. And so yeah, so thanks for watching. Feel free to comment and subscribe, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye for now.